Welcome to Homebrew Magic, a video series about EDH where we do our best to build unique, fun, or just plain silly deck lists to play against each other, followed by a breakdown of how they did so we can all learn and get better at this game that we love.
Perfect. New deck every time, built Breya, Ethereum Shaper. This is Thought making fun of me. I want to make as many Thopter tokens as I can.
That's not where I thought you were going with that.
No? Sorry. Well, she creates two by herself. And I think, I'm 99.9% certain, this is the first 4-color deck I've ever built.
Oh.
Chris!
Maybe? See, the confusion was I thought you said thought, making fun of me.
Oh.
Not thop. So it went over my head.
Okay.
Like Thopters are probably going to do this whole game. That being said, I also built a new deck. Tazri, Stalwart Survivor with a companion, Zerda, the Dawnwaker. Zerda's deck building restriction is every permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability.
Every permanent?
Yes, every permanent.
Even the lands.
Don't lands.
Especially the lands. Not all of them.
Tazri is a 3/3 human warrior for 3 mana that says
Glacial Chasm for you, asshole.
each creature you control has tap, add 1 mana of any of the creature's colors. Spend this mana only to activate an ability of a creature. Activate only if this creature has another activated ability. And then for 5 Wooburg, I can mill 5 and put creature cards with activated abilities into my hand.
Neat.
From those 5.
It's not that I'm rooting against you, but I hope the first land you play doesn't have an activated ability. He's checking.
I'm checking.
Red Legends lose bands with other legends. Shit!
What up, Hot Mind? It's your boy Tej. Not a new deck, just an old deck with a couple new changes in it. It's Piru the Volatile.
Ooh.
Yes.
Things are gonna go poorly for Schnell.
Not you, just your Thopters.
Okay.
When Piru dies,
hitting
she's
me.
going to do 7 damage to each non-legendary creature. Legendary Thopters?
No.
Oh, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Nelson, what do you got?
I brought a new deck. I've been working on this for a while. Decided to just build it without the... There's a few cards I have to order yet that I need to put in. This is Donal, Herald of Wings. This was one of the secondary commanders in the Spirit deck from Crimson Vow Commander. Whenever you cast a non-legendary creature spell with flying, you may copy it. Except the copy is a 1/1 Spirit in addition to its other types. Do this only once per turn. So this is just a cheap blue flyers deck that I hope can just kind of make copies of flyers I want to have more than one copy of.
Great.
Untap, upkeep, draw.
And there's nothing in it but counter spells, so it's Tower End just without Tower End at the helm.
I mean,
Fuck. You guys didn't even let me play the first one.
the card you asked me for was immediately a counterspell, and I'm like, I don't want to give you this card.
Island, go.
Nelson overreacting like there's a counterspell he doesn't own.
Yeah.
Just
Or
trying
run.
Just trying to throw us off.
I have a binder, it's just counter spells. I collect them.
Port Town. We'll enter tap because I don't need to show you anything for now. I got nothing to prove.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah, no information for D.
Oh, I'll kill
I
you.
will,
No information for
draw for the turn. I will play a Canopy Vista tapped and pass.
Alright.
Checks out.
I'll allow it.
In the reminder text, I see a colon. That's how I know.
your tiny buttholes and all that.
Isn't that a song? Tiny butthole.
I think it
Maybe.
is, yeah.
Maybe. I'm going to start out with a Dragon Skull Summit that will enter tapped, and I will pass to Nelson.
Alright, untap, upkeep, draw.
Island Go is the most powerful opening we had.
I will play a second island, and I will tap both of my islands and play Ominous Seas. Whenever I draw a card, I put a Foreshadow counter on it, and I can remove 8 Foreshadow counters to create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token.
Octopus.
That's permanent with an activated ability. I know I was looking at it.
It's a good card. Go Chanel.
Yeah. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. So I have to put my creative dice back so my deck doesn't fall. Land for the turn. Command Tower into a Demir Signet. Aether Revolt or Aether Drift Commander.
Looks like the artwork on it.
Pass.
Untap. Draw.
Yeah, it definitely is filigree.
Oh.
I mean, that's everything in Kaladesh, Rushkavar, whatever the
Spectator seating will enter untapped. Pay 2 mana. I'll cast a Swiftfoot Boots. I will pass the turn.
So far, so good.
I was gonna say, I'm waiting for you
To screw up.
to play a card that does not have.
I believe in you, Chris.
I did build this deck so fast to try and run it tonight. So,
Rugged Prairie. That will give me enough mana for a Talisman of Conviction.
my feelings,
Plays it with
my
conviction.
feelings are hurt though.
Pass turn.
All right, untap, upkeep,
How much does your commander cost?
Draw.
4 for a 3/3.
and I will be placing an counter, foreshadow counter on my ominous
An aha
seas.
counter.
That's what aha counter.
You didn't say the magic word.
I will play this Demolition Field as my land for turn,
Nice.
and I will pass the turn to my friend Snow.
Okay. Untap. That's good.
Bruce is up there working on the addition to the second floor again.
Yeah.
If I had a hammer.
Land for the turn, mountain. So blue, black, white, red. Breya, Ethereum Shaper. When she enters the battlefield, create 2 blue 1/1 Thopter creature tokens with flying. I can pay 2 and sack 2 artifacts to either deal 3 damage to target player. Target creature gets -4, -4 until the end of the turn, or I gain 5 life. Go, Chris. Draw.
Let's see. I will.
Bath time's over. Time for the finals.
I'm going to play this Arid Mesa, which I will pay 1 life to crack right away. I will go get.
First blood.
Yep.
There's first damage.
I'll get a Steam Fence. I will pay the 2.
Oh, third blood.
Actually, before I go crazy shuffling, then I will pay 3 mana. I will cast Entish Restoration. Basically a hero. Sack a land and go search for 2 basics.
It's not a permanent. Checks out.
Get
Yep.
that Steam Vents you just got and paid life for.
Yep. I will sack this Spectator Seat.
Oh, you coward.
Then I'll go get my 2 lands and end my turn.
Untap. I will draw.
Nelson, where are your flyers? You're real quiet over there.
We're biding our time. We want to get real bloodied first, and then we'll.
I'm going to play a Light Up the Stage. I'm going to exile the top 2 cards in my library.
What cost?
I know. Until end of turn, my next turn, I can play those cards. I'll exile an Ill-Tempered Loner and a Swamp. I'll play that Swamp now. I'll save that Loner for later.
Later, Loner.
And I'll pass the turn.
Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. Foreshadow counter. Land for turn will be an island.
Is it 8 counters off of that?
Yes. I run that in Vinwix for most. I was hoping to draw enough cards to pump out Krakens. Didn't happen.
I'm going to pay 3. I'm going to pay full price for an of 1 mind. I will draw 2 cards. Draw 1.
What is the
Draw 2.
discounted price?
If 2 less to cast if you control a human creature and a non-human creature. Draw 2 gives me 2 more foreshadow counters on my ominous seas, and then I will pass the turn to my friend Snow.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep. Drawer. Land for the turn will be mountain. Then blue, black, and 3rd for a repurposing bay. I can pay 2, tap, and sack another artifact to search my library for an artifact card with a mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed artifact's mana value. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle, activate at sorcery speed. Now feels like sorcery speed. We're going to eat a Thopter and fetch a 1-drop.
Seems good.
It does.
go with a skull clamp
Seems
and pass to Chris.
real good.
I'm just gonna build a deck. It's an artifact deck. Never done this before. Thank you, I guess.
Land for the turn
You're
will
welcome.
be a telephone.
Come for the color commentary. Just
Lightning Greaves.
Alright.
Pay 2 mana, and then I will cast Patrol Signaler. That's a 1/1 Kiskin Soldier. Pay 2 mana and untap it. Well, 1 and a white. Untap it. Put a 1/1 white Kiskin Soldier creature token into play. I'll move to equip with the Greaves.
no responses. I'm
Have
sorry.
at it.
Nelson.
All you, bud.
Go for it.
Okay.
Best turn.
Untap. We'll draw for turn. Land for turn will be a mountain.
I was thinking too hard about their plays. I don't like it.
No one's thinking hard. I will play a Soul Ring. Am I stupid? Yeah, I'm stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4. That will get me my ill-tempered loner. Yeah, real dumb. Whenever ill-tempered loner is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any target. I can pay 1 in red to give it +2/+0 until end of turn, and it is day-bound. And we have to keep track of it in this game. Right now it's daytime. If a player casts no spells during their own turn, it becomes night next turn. So there we go. That's going to get annoying real quick. But hey, I need it.
So no spells in a turn is the next trigger.
Correct.
Understood.
Faster.
Till I forget again.
Untap, upkeep, draw for turn, foreshadow counter. Land for turn will be an island. Let's see, that gives me 5 manas.
So with the day I've had, I will happily take Always Sunny songs in my head versus children's songs. Some of the stupid children's songs that my wife and I are
You
singing.
could just be a terrible parent like me, and Always Sunny songs become children's songs.
We are the dinosaurs.
Marching, marching.
Oh, I like that
Yeah.
It's a great- What do you think of that? I love that song.
Both my kids love that.
It's a big song in our house, too. I will cast my commander.
Yeah.
Go Schnell.
Untap. Upkeep.
What do you think of that?
My main issue with the song is they say we make the earth flat.
Yes.
They should say we flatten the land.
That we step upon.
Yeah. Arid Mesa, I'm going to pop it,
Whoa, weird.
grab a mountain or plains.
Smells like collusion over on that side of the table. I've seen 2 arid mace. You probably have one in that deck, too.
I don't.
So rich.
I only have so
I knew this
many
deck was missing
cards.
something that would fail to find.
Most of them are in Corvold.
Savai Triome. That's a good one to find. ETB's tap, though.
Garbage.
Yeah, it's
You
a
should
really
give it to
bad,
me.
really bad card. Then we will Soul Ring. I could have done this in a different order, but that's why we're here.
To learn.
To learn, to learn.
To love.
Blave.
Pack Doll Terror.
Oh yeah.
Whenever this creature or another artifact I control enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and I gain 1 life. So each opponent loses 1 life.
Yep.
Gain
Opponents.
singular.
Terror is right.
Healing.
I am terrified of that little looter.
So kill him. Use an
Good.
activated ability.
Good.
I feel like you're mocking me,
I am, but for no reason.
sir.
I'm actually going to eat my Soul Ring and fetch up a 2-drop.
The arcane signet.
It just flashed across. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. It's no real. It's just sort of work my way up the chain to something I specifically want, or not.
No.
Fucking no. We'll grab Adaptive Omni Tool. It is an equipment. Equips for 3. ETB. Everyone will lose a life but me. In fact, I will gain a life instead. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. Whenever equipped creature attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order.
That's gross.
Wait, hold on. Did you cast a spell? You have land tap. What'd you do with your dad?
He cast his command.
Got it. All right. Okay, we're fine.
Wait, go back. More than 0? Okay, good. Okay. That feels like me. Go ahead, Chris.
Untap. Draw for turn.
Thop.
Sea of Clouds will be my land for the
You all
turn.
laughed at me.
Yeah.
I will pay 3 mana, put Zerta in my hand, because I believe that is now how companion works.
It is.
Good job.
I am also proud of myself.
He did it, remember.
I did.
It's the hardest one because
Everybody's fucking wrong?
everything on the card
Right?
is a lie.
Then I'll pay 3 mana. I'll cast an Umbral Mantle. And pass turn.
Like untap.
Ooh.
Totally not a combo piece.
Yeah. At no point will you machine gun us to death, I'm sure.
Draw.
Teej, if you want to go ahead and just
Get rid of
play
that.
it, yeah. It's,
Okay.
Vandal Blast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh god, he's gonna do it.
Oh god, it's going on.
he's going to fucking do it.
White, red,
God, that sounds like Wrath mana.
red. Then I can't you.
If you don't Wrath, you can be all you want.
You heard him. You heard him. Or that. That's better. That's the play. Right there. Alright. I'm gonna summon the mighty Spite Mare. When there's still damage, it deals damage to target creature or player, which is any target. Then I'm gonna Sign in Blood, targeting me, Tej. I'm gonna draw 2 cards and lose 2 life.
Got him. That's 2 spells. Goes back to daytime.
It's still daytime. As long as day, my goddamn life.
Yep. Yeah, I think I only run
Then,
a
why
single
not?
deck that cares about day or night. No, 2, because I did actually build
I was
werewolves.
gonna say, you have a werewolf.
I will
have
hurt
werewolves.
myself for 1
The only one I was thinking of is
to Reckless Impulse.
Vadric's Evil Exes.
Ah, that's right.
I will exile Fetid Heath and a Not Dead After All. And I have until the end of my next turn to play those.
Damn
I
it.
will pass.
Not Dead After All is a really good one. We should-
Those Tempered Loner, that does something like
Untap,
pretty
upkeep,
good on the backside.
draw.
What's that backside
not
do?
really.
6. What is it?
Two mana gives it
Foreshadow.
+2/+0 until end of
Counters.
turn.
Land for
And
turn
what
will be
else?
an island.
Same thing. Whenever it's dealt damage, it does damage to any target.
I thought it was slightly
Oh no! Whenever
different.
a permanent I control is dealt
That's
damage.
Yeah.
it.
That's it.
Because I used that thing to great effect last time I played my werewolf deck.
I have also had that in my I am rubber, you are glue garbage deck.
I'm going to pay 5,
Garbage deck.
and I'm going to cast
You're
a
playing
Blade
garbage
Griff
deck, T.
prototype. 3/2 flyer. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, destroy target non-land permanent of that player's choice that one of my opponents control. I will be getting a 1/1 Spirit copy token of Bladegriff prototype, and then I will pass the turn to Snow.
Okay. Untap.
I did not bring
Upkeep. Draw.
Bladegriff prototype copy token for you.
That's fine.
Stupid. So we could do. Sorry, I have to think a dink just a bit. No, not good enough. So, less thinky, more blinky. I don't know what that means. Mirage Mirror. You all lose one. I'll gain one. Ah! Easy there.
I will not.
Okay. And we should leave mana up for the Mirage Mirror to turn into something big and powerful and tedious so that when he gets me, I get him back a little bit. Go, Chris, go. I only played one spell. It remains the day.
Okay.
It is.
So remains day.
Drop it. Boy, oh boy.
So kill it.
Yeah?
I will.
Kill it?
I think he wants you to kill it.
So I need two of you. So I gotta go.
I do like the flavor text on Bladegriff prototype.
Yeah?
The new model has improved aerodynamics, but introduced a few glitches into the targeting system.
I will pay 3 mana. I will cast my command. Tazri, Stalwart Survivor. Okay.
So with that Griffin, if you hit Chris, Chris chooses something that team controls.
No,
right?
I
Yes.
think you, wait, don't you choose any opponent to take something?
No.
No.
It's whoever gets dealt damage, then chooses
They
another one
choose
of my
something.
opponents,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you blow
okay.
it up.
So
Then I will pay
he hits you,
red, a white,
you get to destroy something.
and then something
Yeah.
else. And then I will cast Zerda the Dawnwaker as well.
Companion.
Abilities I activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. Can't reduce it to less than 1. And if I pay a colorless and tap it, target creature can't block this turn. Go teach.
Alright. Pass turn. What did you say? Oh, okay. Wait, what? Alright.
You said what? In the butt?
Untap.
Oh, I didn't.
Upkeep draw. Land for turn will be this Fetid Heath. Because I gotta. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I have a sneaking suspicion Teej is going to do something
Not really.
huge.
Hardly. Hardly huge. Ask my wife.
Ha!
You.
Intercourse related joke.
You. Red. Red, white, red. Right? This is confusing. Why does
No,
this suck so much? Red.
Take your time. We're here all night. I am, at least.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is here on that.
Red, white.
You know what? I'm going to
Hey,
spite you guys. I'm going to leave my own house.
There, I'm good. It's not nearly as complicated. True Fire Captain. 4/3, whenever it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target player. And it has Mentor. Whenever it attacks, I can put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature
See a
with
weird
a lesser
theme.
power.
Here's the thing. I can give something -4/-4 till the end of the turn in response,
That's true.
which does kill without damage.
It's true.
So I can work my way around some of his bullshittery if he's going to do bullshittery right now.
It's
I'm
true.
not going to bullshittery right now.
You can bullshittery next turn?
I'm not going to bullshittery.
Here it comes.
Here comes
Here it comes.
I'm simply going to play a land tax.
Bullshit.
And then pass the turn.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Only have black mana available at the moment.
Correct. And colorless mana.
And
Untap.
command beacon just
Upkeep.
bounces, or
Draw.
puts your commander in your hand from the command
7.
Correct.
Okay.
7
If
count.
there's one that
7
does that,
foreshadow
one that
counters.
bounces it from play, and I can't keep them straight typically.
Island will be my land for the turn. 2, 4, 6, 7. We're gonna pay 4, and we're gonna cast Coastal Piracy. Whenever a creature I control deals combat damage to an opponent, I may draw a card. I'm going to move to combat. See, some people out there who don't have flyers.
I have a thought.
You do.
And, again, -3/-3.
It's true.
And I have board to eat.
You do. I'm going to swing the 3/2 at Tej and the 1/1 copy of it at Chris.
Excellent. I'm not going to block it.
I will take the 1.
Okay. So we go to damage. All right. 2 creatures dealt damage.
3 to me.
Draw 1. Draw 2. 2 more counters for Ominous Seas, putting me at 9.
Oofed.
Foreshadow counters.
All right, and Chris and I get to choose an artifact or enchantment, or is it
Permanent.
anything?
Permanent, maybe. I think
not
non-land.
Nel-
Yeah,
as long as it's not
non-land.
Nelson's, yeah.
Non-land permanent. But you have to pick one of those two, and he has to pick one of you two. Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
You get to go first, because you were hit first. Is it
Um,
a target?
and
Is
you
it,
can't
is it a
pick
target?
Yes.
You
target
just
non-land
can't target
Correct.
Nelson stuff.
Yep.
And it has to be non-land?
Non-land.
That's, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4 lands.
He's got a
Seven.
thing. He's got a skull clamp.
Yeah.
He's got
I
a
do have
tutor.
a skull clamp.
the
He's got the
buff
little
for all of his artifacts. The
toy
Mirage.
that's
Yeah.
making us lose life.
Right now, this thing will give plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 8 to a creature for 3.
I don't know. I can't. Having a difficult choice here between the skull clamp that and the bad artifact.
You
Curling pod.
destroy some of Tej's stuff.
But there's so much redundancy there, and the land tax isn't going to do much.
So
either.
the redundancy is just extra. It's damage multipliers.
It's damage multipliers.
It's not
yeah.
redundancy. It is damage multipliers.
But he's tutoring artifacts.
I will
Get
shit.
his land tax.
Don't let him boss you around.
See? Look at that. He gets defensive.
Chris, you do what you think is right.
You target Mirage Mirror, making it a land in response. That's how I get you. Fizzles.
Why would you say that out loud and have to make a new choice?
Because I want to keep my Mirage Mirror. Or do I?
Shit.
I think the skull clamp. Personally.
Yeah.
And I'll get the pod thing.
Yeah.
Good choice. Good work, everyone.
All right.
I was on the next turn now, asshole.
Second main.
Weird.
Weird.
Let's see. Second main. I'm gonna make. Oh, I got blanks.
Silver tongue.
I am shooting blanks. All right. I'm gonna make. I'll get a pen out. That's the Kraken token. Then I'm gonna pay 3, and I'm gonna cast Twinning Staff. If I would copy a spell one or more times, instead copy it that many times plus an additional time. You may choose new targets.
Alright.
What?
Nothing. I just want to mug up here. It's mug up here time. That's all.
And with that, I will pass a turn and draw my token.
Should make an alcoholic version. Call it Mean Mug.
Did you just say schnalcoholic?
No. They should make.
Bacon, yeah.
Should make.
I think we have a new term though.
Schnalcoholic.
I think that'd be a great cornhole
Land.
team name.
Have another drink. Schnalcoholic.
Blue. Okay. So blue, and 1 with improvise. 2, 3, 4. Word of Invention. Search the library for an artifact card that has mana value of 4 or less. Put it in the battlefield and shuffle. That doesn't help. That doesn't help. Soon, my love. Oh, that costs 5. I'm dumb. Too late. I'm locked in.
You're committed? You're pop committed?
I'm committed. We will grab Detective's Satchel. I can tap to create a Thopter. I activate only if I've sacrificed an artifact this turn. And when it enters, I investigate twice.
What a weird card.
There's not a whole lot of repeated Thopter churn out cards, so.
Huh. I had not seen that before. That's a little baby Thopter just hanging out in a satchel.
So. Do I actually have. I don't have any clues. So these will be my rating clues. We will play Blasting Station.
Oh boy.
I will sacrifice this Thopter to deal 1 damage to Teach.
You have now been avenged sevenfold.
And then I will tap this to create a Thopter because I sacrificed something this turn. I can activate it. This will untap. Finger on the trigger again for 1 more to Teach if I need to. I'm sorry. There's trigger. You each lose 3 and I gain 3.
My God.
That's enough of that shit. Right there.
That's all I can do.
Okay. At the end of your turn.
Nope. I passed.
Vandal Blast.
This might be cooler.
Cooler than Vandal Blast?
I'm going to tap this Patrol Signaler to create a white mana with Tazri's ability. Then I'm going to use that white mana and untap this to create a Kith Soldier. And then I'm going to tap
Do
it
that
to
an
make a
infinite
white
number
mana.
of times?
Yes.
Nice. I kind of figured you were about to win, but Tej decided to pop my board instead.
I shouldn't have let you put the boots on that.
Active.
You guys didn't know that that was
Do you want to
coming?
read that?
No.
I have never seen that card
Yes.
before, no.
Each creature has tap
everything
at
with an
1 mana
untap.
of any color of this creature's colors.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Zerda reduces
Yep.
this down to 1 white.
Yep.
Pays
Taps
use that
that
white.
white. Yep. Yep.
This is half an infinite and half an infinite. And then
At least we know he's going to pull the deck apart,
Yeah.
because he said anytime he gets an infinite combo, he pulls the deck
Yeah.
apart, so.
I'll
It
just
did the
take this
thing now.
combo out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what you say. You take the card out. Oof.
So once upon a time, when March of the Machine Aftermath was spoiled, I saw yet another 5-color Tazri, and I kind of dismissed it for quite a while. But then the bottom kind of dropped out on Sealed Aftermath product, and I bought a box of it for dirt cheap. And when I opened it, I reread this commander and noticed that it had the ability to give all the creatures in a deck the ability to tap for mana. And I love mana dorks. I love tappy untappy shenanigans. And with all the support that activated abilities have been getting lately, things like Agatha's Soul Cauldron, Agatha herself, Training Grounds getting a reprint, it just seemed like a kind of a cool deck to build. In addition to the fact that Zerda is one of the few companions that I haven't tried to build a deck yet with. It seemed like a pretty obvious marriage. And it did lead to some not difficult deck choices, but things that you, like off the top of your head, seems like an auto-include, like Training Grounds, you can't include because it does not have an activated ability. So you had to look for other things like Biomancer's Familiar and Agatha. Heartstone is another one that would be great in the deck. Doesn't have an activated ability, can't run it. So you had to look for all these other ways to do that. So not only did I build this deck kind of with an eye towards how Tej builds decks, I got a little in the weeds building this. It's really not in my wheelhouse how I like to build things. It was not easy, and in the end I ultimately just kind of rushed to build it, but it worked out. One of the combos came to fruition. I kind of snuck it out there, but now that everybody at the table is aware of what this thing can do, my MVP here for this game, this Patrol Signaler, probably will get a little more scrutiny the next time that this card pops up. I might take this one card out. I have plenty of other ways to build or to potentially win in this deck. So I'm kind of eager to play it again. This one, it was great. It worked. It just feels a little, I don't know. It felt a little cheap, anticlimactic. I didn't like it. But that's nothing about the deck against the deck. The deck ran really, really well. We just kind of snuck a win out there. Schnell's deck tonight, the artifacts were just kind of going off. He had some pretty cool parts in there. I like that new artifact. It's kind of like the birthing pod almost, except sorcery speed. It doesn't matter. He was still going up the chain and getting into some kind of cool territories, the 3 drops, the 4 drops, the 5 drops, where you can get some really powerful artifacts out. In addition to all the other powerful artifacts he had, Skull Clamp, Breya, Grinding Station, those are all like amazing combo cards. So that deck, something to keep an eye out for. Tej's Piru deck, he was setting up for something. You could see it with the creatures that he had out that kind of throw around damage. I feel like he was on the precipice of something really, really big. And Nelson's deck, when Nelson's playing mono blue, always pay attention to his mana. He happened to be tapping out quite a bit this game, which is something I was keeping an eye on, because I knew I would have to sneak this win in, through probably a couple counter spells, but it happened to get there.
So I have been working on trying to build around, I guess what I would consider a budget restraint. I'm trying to make deck lists, under $100 that aren't just repeats of, auto includes or more common commander cards. Now, obviously, there were some of them that you run just because they fit the budget and they're good utility cards. But the idea of this deck is to just find creatures that I want, that have abilities that I want to be able to do twice, basically, when they enter the battlefield, or there are cards that buff my flyers, things like that I can just get some redundancy with across the board to kind of buff the buffs, as it were. So the deck we didn't really get to see it do too much. The game went by very quickly. And there are a few cards that I still need to get copies of, as far as singles are concerned, to put in here from the original list that I built. But one card that I was kind of looking around that I found, and I was like, wow, Tidespout Tyrant would look pretty cool in this deck. So it just gave me, there's reasons to play cards that I wouldn't otherwise play. I don't know, Cemetery Illuminator is another one where whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. So I thought that's a good way in blue to get some graveyard hate in there. So there's all kinds of just little pieces, but really what this deck wants to do is just kind of flood the board with flyers and win through combat damage, which is not something that I do often. Got to draw cards, got to see Ominous Seas do something. That's a card that I have never played before, but I've had my eye on for a long time. I think it's a neat little card. In Commander, it can be pretty easy to, draw a lot of cards. Also in mono blue, it's easy to draw cards. So there are, ways, whether they're spells that are cantrips or creatures that when they ETB they draw me a card, things like that, to kind of help fuel the Ominous Seas, just to give me some big on the ground chunky blockers, because I do want to be attacking frequently in this deck. So the deck, like I said, a little bit slow. It was doing what I wanted it to do. I knew as I saw the decks introduced, my power level wasn't going to be there. I did not expect to lose to the combo that I didn't see, which is why I didn't expect to lose to it. But hats off to Chris for that. That was solid. Breya, wow, she's a really powerful commander. She's been around for a long time. People like her for reasons, as you could see tonight. Schnell was getting, hitting on draws, being able to fetch up things that he needed. I know he was setting himself up for something pretty quick. Tej, I think, was also getting close to setting himself up. I did have a Pongify to get rid of some of his redundancy and get around the, dealing damage caveat. I know Schnell had Breya on board, which could have done the same thing. I was sitting on an evacuation. Again, I didn't know what instance I wanted to use that in. Had I seen Chris's infinite combo, I could have sat there with a bunch, 5 mana or whatever untapped to play the evacuation to return all creatures to their controller's hands. But, I guess I still had the Pongify, but at that time the boots were on the Kithkin, and I had nothing that I could do about the boots. So, it was a really good game. Some really powerful decks that the other guys brought tonight. It was a lot of fun. Went a little bit faster than I thought it was going to, but like I said, Chris drew what he needed to when he did. Totally flew underneath my radar, and from what I understand, Tej's radar, and pulled out a good win tonight. So look forward to, like I said, getting. I think there's like 3 singles I need yet to put in this Donal deck, and then bringing it back, relatively soon. Yeah.
I was not setting up for anything. I was just kind of building my board. I did not have a plan beyond let's just keep drawing cards and playing what I draw. I did have the Soul Ring and the Talisman in my opening hand, and I chose not to play the Soul Ring immediately, as it so happens with the decks that I play. People usually see the thing that I'm playing, decide how big of a threat it is, and then just gun for me right away. And I was kind of banking on the fact that Piru is so damn expensive to put out anyway, and it just takes so long for that deck to set up that if I don't speed out the mana right away, maybe just make it look like I'm having a much slower start than I might actually have, attention would be taken off of me. And it worked kind of, even though I still had pretty much a slow start. So I didn't have much going for me in this game, despite what people may or may not have believed while we were playing the game out. I also had an Anguished Unmaking in my hand from the start of the game that I was looking at Schnell's board with the new tutoring artifact, repurposing bay, that he had out, and then followed immediately by the Skull Clamp. I knew those were 2 threats that would probably need to be answered, so I just kept looking at that repurposing bay. In my opinion, that was the biggest threat that he could have, so I wanted to find a way to get rid of it. And then Nelson created those monsters that would allow Chris and I to each take something out, and between Chris and me, we got 2 big problem artifacts, and I thought from there it would be fine. Chris did play an Umbral Mantle, which I was keeping my eye on as well. I just didn't clock at the time. I knew his Kithkin had an untapping ability, but I didn't. He played his commander, he played his companion. He got both of those things out, and I didn't even notice. I wasn't paying any attention to what he was doing. My eyes were on Schnell, the whole time. Schnell has an uncanny ability just to pilot artifact decks, and he was getting a pretty impressive board state pretty early on that I just wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to do anything completely out of the blue that I wouldn't be able to take care of. That being said, though, I could never find a way to leave mana up during my turns for that Anguished Unmaking. So for me, it was just a toss-up in my head of, do I build out a board state? Do I leave mana up for this? I can see where the threats are going to be, but nothing is an immediate threat. So, plus Nelson still had those things out that maybe it would have attacked me and I could have had picked something else off. So I had all these plans, but they were long-term plans. They were immediate plans, and in the end, Chris just kind of snuck in with a win that Schnell's right. I probably should have seen coming, and I just didn't. So that's my own fault. But it was a fun game. I wish I could have done more things, but that's one of the pitfalls of the Piru deck I've learned over the many times that I've played it is it's a big, expensive deck. It's slow, and for it to really benefit, I just need to hope that everyone leaves me alone, which they would be foolish to do that. So, kind of a difficult deck to pilot, but it is still very fun, and I didn't get to see any of the new toys that I put into it, but next time I play it, hopefully I'll see more new stuff.
So Breya, as I pointed out, was my first 4-color EDH deck. I was terrified that a 4-color mana base would be a pain in the ass to put together and would never work, and that I wouldn't be able to cast Breya until late game, and then I couldn't use any of her tokens or any of her abilities. I didn't use any of her abilities. I did start utilizing the Thopter tokens, and I didn't want to set out to combo. I wanted to set out to just make a Thopter or two here and there, utilize their entrance, utilize their exits, and just whittle everyone down like I did with that 1 4-drop black creature that dealt everyone a damage, and I gained a life back. The plan was do that a couple of turns in a row, see how things are going, and then try and go wide or go really, really tall with that Aether Drift Commander equipment that was kind of a skull, not a skull clamp, cranial plating, and there's a cranial plating in the deck. So there are a lot of really good artifacts in here. I tried to keep it as Thopter focused as possible. The repurposing bay, when I saw this thing out of Aether Drift, I got really excited because I love artifacts. I keep building artifact decks. I can't stop building artifact decks. I've physically tried. The fact that this thing just lets me eat my way up to whatever I need to. Had this not gotten destroyed, I would have not let Chris have another turn. In fact, no one would have had another turn. So Tej did the right thing by popping this. Chris did the wrong thing by comboing off instead of me. But again, repurposing bay, great card. Detective Satchel, huge part of my combo, because I can untap this with the Draw Scorpion that I was going to fetch up, and then just keep pumping out Thopters with a sack outlet, get the ETB triggers, get the death triggers off of my current board state. And had Tej done some sort of Blasphemous Act board wipe shenanigans and given me a turn, with my board state and cards in hand, I still would have been set up to combo off on my turn. Nelson giving them free destruction of my battlefield, that really hurt. I felt picked on, I felt demoralized, and then I lost. So it worked out. It is exactly how I thought it was going to go. But I had some great draws. I had a couple of tutors that helped me overall get to where I wanted to go, but just a turn too late. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and check out all the deck lists that we have in the descriptions for each idiot that has built one today.